basically came about with Chris Roach, calling me up and asking me to help him kind of get back involved in the industry, and just it was a kind of a turbulent time in the industry, and the more people I called, the more kind of who Chris Roach who, and that was the big warning sign of a lot of things.
A lot of red flags. Yeah.
A lot of red flags. And initially it was just trying to help him get back in the industry and try and get some more sponsors going and a little bit of support, because he's a full-on family man, has a construction business, and since he's left snowboarding, he really just developed his career, but his love of snowboarding never stopped and really wanted to get back into it. And after I don't know too many who's Chris Roach or the budgets and this thing, I basically told him the only way that I saw this happening is if we started a brand, and kind of had the concept about D-Day, and once we talked about it, he was all in, and it kind of escalated from there, and then started with him, and then build a team around him, and then Dead Long, Andrew Burns, Eric Messier, Laura Hadar, they were easy people to see working with this program, and so that's kind of got going there, and then right when that really escalated, then Ranquet came into the scene, and then that was like kind of the final chapter to getting it going. So. With the name D-Day, basically our logo it's based on a Czech hedgehog, which are the iron crosses that line the beaches in Normandy. So it was like kind of the obstacle that the soldiers had to go overcome, before they took over. And so D-Day, the logo was like made in the USA, was pretty important, and then and it seems like a lot of really good core brands have always had really hard times with quality, and Never Summer, they make amazing boards. They're from the USA.
It's kind of like, not that other factories are bad, because we kind of shopped around, but Never Summer is really good, because other factories are new, and there's going to be issues with any new format of anything, but Never Summer, you just know it's good. So
knowing that, and then retailers that have 20-year history with the brand, they deliver on time,
no
warranty issues. When they, it was definitely, we had to explain to them what we were going to do, and what our mission was, and what we wanted to do, and it was a, they had to think it over for a second, but once it clicked and they really got what we were about, it was a perfect partnership. So it's a good deal. Just currently with the team and what they want, and they don't want to, ride a traditional camber but sell a reverse camber board, and just trying to be more truthful about things. And, I think that can change in variation as, the team demands things differently, but it's kind of like if the wheel's not broken, don't fix it kind of thing. And, coming from, especially with Roach, he preaches that shit, like, so I think it's it just fit with what we're doing currently at the moment, and there's a demand for it with a certain style of rider, which we feel is a D-Day rider. So I think basically just it's a well-constructed board, and when you've got somebody that's a lot of brands have swapped factories and moved all over the place, and things change with those boards as that happens. Never Summer's been making these boards, not these particular models, but making boards for 20 years, and they know. And I think just the responsiveness, the construction, the materials, it all plays into how the board rides. So. Yeah, definitely skate influenced. It's I just you want your team to express who the brand is, and they can't express it if they don't get to express who they are. And so a pro model made perfect sense. But we don't want to have, a massive, size run of each board, and so the only non-pro model is kind of our size filler to fill in the gaps of, where we're lacking in sizes over there, with, whether it's a smaller board or a larger board. But the pro model thing was key, and definitely skate influence, definitely, skate. If you listen to what skateboarding preaches, that's kind of the right place to be in looking at what's going on. Snowboarding might not be the place to be looking to for influences right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I definitely things have changed, but at the same time, if a rider can express themselves through a pro model, and in some cases it might be really small, like somebody might buy that board and not even know it's a pro model. In some cases it might be really big on the board. So just meaning it's a pro model doesn't always mean it's so related to that. You know, like a younger guy could easily jump on Hadar's board and never know it's, you know, it's a bunch of letters in a row. I don't know, I can't read, you know, whatever. No, but, you know, just doesn't, you know, just having a big pro model line, I think it is cool, and it definitely is skate influence, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't mean we're screaming everyone's name, you know, not, you know what I mean, trying to brand the brand as well as names, but at the same time, I think, even, you know, Deadlong's board, you would never know if it's a pro model unless, you know who he is and you go really look at it, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a cool way for, like Nico said, for the riders to express themselves through the brand, too, you know, so. In 2018, where knows. I think next year, and yeah, it'll be fun, so it'll be, I got to do a lot of scrambling for board shapes, because like I ride it completely. I've been riding fish-ish style boards the last 10 years, you know, so I'm like, damn, I need to figure we'll be riding some cambers here pretty soon, so, but no, we'll work something out, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. Well, I've always been an unwavering Led Zeppelin fan, so you know, I've kind of worked it into some graphics in some ways and haven't in others. So definitely thinking along those lines. And probably, you know, I've always been able to play with that Heineken logo to some extent. So those are two things that, I don't know, I like you myself, I guess. And yeah, it's just somewhere along those lines, sure. Probably, you know, at the beginning of this project, say in May when I got involved, I'm like, hell yeah, I can go do sick heli trips. And then it's just kind of, you know, just talking to Nico and just being realistic and looking at it. And also, like, when, you know, when I look in a magazine, I see, like, 6 shot. I always remember the 3 days of bullshit to get that one shot, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm quickly reminded that those trips aren't that fun, and you need a lot of money and a lot of funding. And it makes snowboarding, like, unattainable to most people. So we just want to ride resorts. At the end of the day, I want to ride a chairlift. I don't want to be on a snowmobile at all, ever. You know, maybe get boonied up one run, but like really, I want to ride trams and chairlifts. That's why they made them. They made those for us to sit down and go up the hill and turn around and go back down. Just do that. That's all I want to do. Because like the more time I spend traveling, the more time you spend sitting around waiting for cats or helis or snowmobiles stuck in the snow. You're not riding, you know. Like, and I'm at a point in my life, I'm like, God, I really like treasure every day I get a ride. So you know, I'd love to do some like very cherry picked heli trips in time, but like this first year or two, I feel like I just want to reconnect with riding, go up the chairlift, and meet people that way, you know.
Just thanks for having us, and thanks for bringing us in, and it's an exciting time. I think that, I don't know, you know, it's just snowboarding's definitely strayed away from the important factors of it, you know, chasing non-snowboarding dreams, you know. So I think teaming up with these guys, and you know, the guys that kind of wrote the book of, you know, the good aspects of it, you know, I think that, you know, and the riders quickly just drew to it immediately, you know. But they're like, oh hell yeah, I mean, Deadlong being like, I'm on the same team with Roach, are you kidding me? Then Ranquet is like, you know, so I think, you know, we're going to be adding a couple names to the roster and kind of balancing things out, you know, but I think it's a good thing. It's an exciting time, so.